Hello friends, welcome to our channel Electromer. In this video, we are going to learn about mesh current analysis. In our previous video, we have learned about KCL and KVL and we have done some calculation parts. Now we are going to move mesh current analysis under circuit theory. So this is our sixth video. Mesh current analysis circuit. So here is a circuit with two voltage sources, 10 voltage and 20 voltage batteries are connected, and the current flowing through the circuit are I1, I2 and I3. Here we have take a relationship for the I3 with respect to I1 and I2. So as we previously learned, according to the KCL, here in this node, here I1 and I2 are coming towards the node, but I3 is leaving away from the node. Therefore, KCL is here, if we use the KCL law, I1 and I2 will be equal to I3. So that's why we have mentioned here, I3 is equal to I1 plus I2. So now we have to select two loops here. Here there are two closed loop paths. Therefore I am going to select two loops. So this is I am considering as the loop number 1 with clockwise direction. So here I am considering this loop as loop number 2, but I am taking anti-clockwise direction. So now I am going to apply the loop equation. So the loop equation is sigma E is equal to sigma IR, or another way we can tell that sigma E minus sigma IR will be equal to 0. This is the equation of loop equation. So here we can furthermore modify this equation. So here sigma E will be equal to sigma I into R. So for the loop number 1, here I am going to use the KVL equation or loop equation. Here there is only one voltage source connected in this loop number 1. Here the 10 voltage battery is in the same direction of my loop direction. Therefore we have to put 10 plus 10 voltage, and there is no any other voltage sources. So that will be equal to, here in the resistor R1, here the current flowing through the resistor R1 is I1. So the I1 is in the same direction of my loop direction. So therefore we need to put plus I1 into R1. So plus I1 into R1. Then plus here in this path, the current flowing through the resistor R3 is I3. But here also the I3 is in the same direction of my loop direction, but here now I am not going to write I3. I am going to reduce the unknown parameters. I am only using I1 and I2. I am not going to use I3 here. So we have relationship for the I3 with respect to I1 and I2. Therefore I am going to directly apply for the I3. I can directly apply I1 plus I2 into the resistivity value is R3. So now I am going to substitute the values here. So 10 equal to I1 into, for the R1 we know the value R1 10 ohm plus here I1 plus I2 into R3. For the R3 I can substitute the value of 40 ohm. So here again 10 will be equal to so here 10I1 plus 40I1 is equal to 50I1 plus here 40 into I2. So plus 40 into I2. 40 I2. So this is our equation number 1. Now I am going to use this loop equation for my loop number 2. Here my loop number 2 is in the opposite direction of clockwise direction. That means my loop 2 is in the anti-clockwise direction. So here in this loop 2 there is only one voltage source, which is 20 voltage battery. But this 20 voltage battery is connected in the same polarity of my loop polarity. So therefore here 20 voltage will be equal to here I2 into R. I2 into R2. Then here in this path the current flowing downward I3, but I3 is equal to I1 plus I2. So directly I am going to apply I1 plus I2 into R3. Here we need to put plus there because the I3 current is flowing is in the same direction of my loop direction. Therefore plus within bracket I1 plus I2 into R3. So this is our equation number 2. So now we have to substitute the values here. Here 20 equal to here I2 into R2, here I2 into R3, here I2 into R2 plus I2 into R3. So I can take I2 as common. So if I take I2 as common, so within bracket R2 plus R3. Then plus here I1 into R3. I1 into R3. Now we know the values of R2 and R3. Then again we can substitute here I2 into R2 plus R3. Here R2 is 20 ohm. Here R2 is 20 ohm and R3 is 40 ohm. Therefore in addition 20 plus 40 is 60 ohm. So I2 into 60 ohm. I2 into 60 plus R3 is 40. So 40 into I1. So this is our equation number 2. Now we can solve these two equations. If we solve equation 1 and 2, then we can get the answer I2 and I3. We can get the values of I2 and I1. So the I2 will be equal to some range of ampere and I1 will be in some value. Then we can find the I3. So using this equation I1 plus I2, even we can find the I3 also, but this is not what we need or what we need to learn here. So this is the method what we have done in our previous calculation part, but now we are going to solve this question by using mesh current analysis method. So that is something different than this one. So let's learn about that one. Mesh current analysis. Here mesh current analysis is an easier method of solving the above circuit is by using mesh current analysis or loop analysis, which is also sometimes called as Maxwell's circulating analysis or current method. Instead of labeling the branch currents, we need to label each closed loop with a circulating current. So here is the same circuit which we have find I2 and I3 in our previous by using just Kirchhoff's circuit's law, but now in the same circuit I am going to apply the mesh analysis. So now I am going to do in some different ways. So it is much easier than that one. So now you can see that to do the mesh current analysis, the initial step is we need to select the mesh current loop. So now here I am considering this current, this loop, the current flowing through this loop is I1. Here in this loop, the current flowing through this loop is I2. These are just an assumptions. So we need to consider the amount of current flowing through each loops we have to separately consider. So here I am going to apply the loop equation again here. Here there are two meshes or two loop or two closed loop paths. So here the loop equation is sigma E equal to sigma IR, or we can use sigma E minus sigma IR is equal to 0. So whatever it is, we can use both equation. Here I am using, for the simplification, I am going to use sigma E is equal to sigma IR. For the mesh 1, here for the mesh 1, we need to apply the loop equation here. So in the mesh 1, so this is the mesh 1, the current flowing through the mesh 1 is I1. Here there is only one voltage source. Again there is only one voltage source, which is 10 voltage source. Therefore we have to write 10 voltage, and there is no any other voltage sources. So 10 voltage equal to, then we need to consider the current and resistors. Here you can see that here we are not going to think about this current, this I1 and I2 and their direction. We are only focusing the loop current and loop direction, or mesh current and mesh direction, not this one. So here our assumption is the I1 is flowing through this entire network or entire mesh. The same way, as the same direction, I2 is also flowing. So here you can see that, so here I1 is flowing through the same direction of our mesh direction. So I1 into 10 ohm. I1 into 10 ohm. I1 into 10 plus. So in this path, in the middle path or in the center part, here the I1 flowing through this direction, but I2 is flowing through the opposite direction. So the resultant current will be equal to, here I1 upside down, but I2 is in the opposite direction. So the resultant current will be like this, I2. So in this down direction, the resultant current will be I1 minus I2. I1 minus I2. So now we can substitute the resultant current for our loop equation. So I1 minus I2. So within bracket I1 minus I2 into, for the R2, we know the value of R2 40 ohm. 40 ohm. So here that will be equal to 10. Here 10 I1. Here plus 40 I1. So total 50 I1. 50 I1. Then plus into minus 40 I2. Minus 40 I2. So this is our equation number 1. Then same way we are going to take relationship for the mesh number 2. So here is the mesh 2. but here we need to be careful on the direction of our mesh current. So here the mesh current direction is, here mesh current direction is the same direction of our mesh 1 direction. So here clockwise direction. Then we are going to use this loop equation for the mesh 2. Here for the mesh 2 there is only 20 voltage battery source is connected. Therefore here we need to check the polarity. Here the I2 is flowing downward, but 20 voltage battery is connected upward. So therefore minus 20. We need to put the minus. So minus 20 equal to, here for this one, here you have to be careful here in this direction. Now we need to consider the opposite direction. Here in earlier time we have in downward direction the resultant current was I1 minus I2, but now we need to consider upward direction. So in the upward direction the resultant current will be, here downward I1, here upward I2. So the resultant current in the upside direction will be equal to I2 minus I1. Here I2 minus I1. So now we have to substitute this value. Therefore here the current I2 minus I1 into 40 ohm. Then here also, so here as I said already, here we are not mining this current and this current path direction. Here we are only focusing on the mesh current path and the magnitude. Here at this resistor the current is flowing through the resistor is I2, but here the direction is the same direction of our mesh direction. Therefore we have to put plus I2 into 20 ohm, 20. So within bracket, here minus 20, that is equal to, here minus 40 I1 minus 40 I1 minus 40 I1, here plus 40 I2 plus 40 I2 plus 20 I2. So total 60 I2 plus 60 I2. So this is our equation number 2. So now I need only these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. So I'm going to again rewrite this equation only. Okay, here are our two equations. Now I am going to solve these two equations in matrix form. So now I am going to solve these two equations in matrix forms. So we all know Ohm's law is V is equal to I into R. So the Ohm matrix V matrix equal to I matrix into R matrix. So now here these are voltages. So these two are voltages. Currents are I1 and I2. Here the resistors, we have to put these values. Okay, I will show you. So here there are two V matrices, 10 minus 20. I matrices are I1 and I2. Then for the R, here 50 minus 40 minus 40, here 50 minus 40 minus 40 plus 60, minus 40 plus 60. But here what we need is the I matrix, the magnitude of currents such as I1 and I2. So to find out the I1 and I2 according to the Ohm's law, as we all know, I is equal to V over R. So I is equal to V over R. So that is equal to V into 1 over R. So again we can write as V into R inverse. So I is equal to V into R inverse. So here we know I matrix and V matrix, but now we need to find inverse of R matrix. So to find the invert of R matrix, so the inverse of R matrix equal to here 60 minus 40 minus 40 50. So 60 minus 40. So here we don't need to put minus. 60 40 40 50. So now we need to find the mod of R. Mod of R, or the magnitude of the R, will be equal to, here we need to multiply crosswise. Here 60 into 50, 60 within bracket 60 into 50 minus, then 60 into 50 minus 40 into 40, this direction, 40 into 40. So that will be equal to 1400. So the R inverse will be equal to 1 over 1400 into then 60 40 40 50, 60 40 so here I matrix will be equal to V matrix into R inverse matrix. So for the I matrix, there are two currents, I1 and I2. Equal to, for the V matrix, 10 minus 20, 10 minus 20. For the R inverse matrix, 1 over 1400 into matrix 60 40 40, 50. So now we can find I1 and I2. Here the I1 will be equal to, so the I1 will be equal to, here 10 into 60, 10 into 60 plus minus 20 into 40 over 1400. Here we can take 1 over 1400 as common. Therefore, I1 will be equal to 60 into 10 or 10 into 60 plus minus 20 into, here minus 20 should be multiplied by 40. Minus 20 into 40 over 1400. As the same way we can write I2 also. I2 will be equal to, here the I2 will be equal to 10 into 40 plus minus 20 into 50 over 1400. Again here I2 will be equal to minus 20. So in earlier time we have multiplied this one into this one plus this one into this one, this one into this one. Now again we need to multiply this one into this one plus this one into this one. So here minus 20 into 50 or 10 into 40 plus minus 20 into 50. Ten into 40 plus minus 20 into 50, minus 20 into 50 over 1400. So here this one I1 will be equal to approximately minus 200 over 1400. Here this one 600 minus 800. So in top side minus 200, here 1400. So minus 200 over 1400 will be equal to minus 0.143 ampere. Minus 0.143 ampere. Minus 0.143 ampere. Here the I2 will be, here 40 into 10 400 minus 100. So 400 so minus 600 over 1400. So here 40 into 10 400 minus here 1000, 400 minus 1000 minus 600. So in the top side minus 600, here 1400, therefore minus 0.429 ampere. 0. Minus 0.4 0.429 ampere. So these are the answers. So this is very easy method for the complex circuit. but here you can see that here I1 and I2 are in minus, which means our mesh direction is in in reality the current is flowing through the current is flowing in the opposite direction of our mesh direction. So here mesh 1 and mesh 2 we have considered the direction into clockwise direction, but here the answer we have got minus, therefore it's mean in reality the current is flowing in the opposite direction of our mesh direction. So I hope you will clear with these type of questions. So thank you for watching our video. Please do subscribe and click the bell icon.